in the early game, looking at the Kaja finally open for Yoshino to take.
You know what, in terms of what we will be expecting, particularly for Onic, is really more on the zoning. Like, this is Valentina and Akaja. If they don't rotate as early as possible, it's as if, why did we even get these heroes, right?
No! Oh, wait. Irad, almost.
That was close. That was close.
If that reset, that's like 2 seconds tops.
Dude, it is to be caught in 4K, just in case.
Just the one moment, but still a very safe start. Looking at the emblems over here, a lot of movement speed coming in from the side of Onic. A lot of them running the agility and the wilderness. By the way, best combo if you want to roam around the map quite fast.
And even a Brave Smite actually for Gem and Yoshino. So we might see a longer team fights for Onic. Again, we've mentioned about sustain for them. So okay, we've been mentioning Lancelot, by the way, since we were too focused on Jay-Z Rezabek's body earlier. So it is Irad on the Lancelot.
And I feel like that was a steal pick or something that of a counter to the Martes. So it's not really a counter, but more so of a response. Like you could go through the Martes, and the Martes could go through you.
Okay.
That's it.
That works. That's either how you do it, right? Also, I'm glad that we actually get a showcase here now of this new, well, rather new skin for the Kaja here, because like you mentioned, it's banned so much,
Yeah.
It's something to be said that the reason why this Kaja is banned so much is just because of the fact that, like, Divine Judgment alone almost always guarantees like an automatic kill for the most part, right?
Yeah.
And especially with the lineup that they have. So we'll see if they're able to utilize that now that this first turtle comes up here.
Especially if you pair it up with a flicker or a team that could burst him down. In this case, Onic does have the tools to burst people down. RSG will be the ones contesting this first turtle take.
Okay, so we could see that Light isn't at level 4 yet as compared to Yoshino. So we will definitely see Onic doing the initiatives versus RSG on the subjective.
Ooh. This is off to a great start. You know, when I was saying earlier, when I was like, there's a certain way Onic Philippines likes to play, just like RSG. And if it's getting this lead, which they've already garnered themselves here at 3 minutes into the game, this is a great start to taking us to a game 3.
And with the Kaja as well, they might be able to pull off better plays or more proactive ones, especially whenever the flicker is up, and maybe even to conceal the moment that he gets that blessing.
All I gotta say, this is a nice skin, by the way, for the Kaja.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, with a Brave Smite for Yoshino, one reason as to why he is...
Oh,
wait!
Nets! Oh, Nets! Gonna be in trouble. Will go down light grabbing the first blood. They're gonna be looking for Emon though. The flicker comes through, plus the Divine Judgment. Able to get the kill. At least they salvage that situation. Gold laner for gold laner.
Man, the flicker with the Divine Judgment, there's absolutely no way that you could mess that up,
And for Yoshino, that's a good initiative for him at the bottom lane. It is Eman that was secured the kill here for Onic. I mean, for RSG. So it is 1-1. A very nice lead for Onic. And what's really nice this time around is they're forcing the team fights to be at the bottom lane. So they don't want Eman to have those early lead in terms of gold coming to this game.
Now 4 minutes in, we are seeing Onic with a 1K gold lead. They have to push this advantage even further. And now bot lane engage coming in from Super Prince.
Again, look at this pressure here, right? The Divine Judgment just came back up, so unfortunately that was off. That whole iteration was off just by a couple seconds, but still, Onic Philippines holding on to that little lead they have that you mentioned, and all this leading into the second turtle of the game in just under 10 seconds.
Yeah, and Onic, they do have the advantage to secure that second turtle of the game. They've already secured the first one. Might as well try to take the second one cleanly. They have the Martis already walking towards the turtle, but the Lancelot might be there to steal it away.
Okay, so in terms of positioning, Emma's going to be part of the team fight. Light's getting ready for the initiation, though.
Yeah, he's not going to go in. Irad already used the Phantom Execution. Who gets it? It's Ryzen securing the turtle there. So second one in the hands of Onic Philippines.
Oh, Onic really showing RSG that game one was definitely something that they did not expect. And right now they're playing more as a unit.
Yup, and they're playing more as Onic this time around. Them doing the initiation against RSG, and at the same time, it was pretty close actually in terms of the timings, in terms of retribution, a bit early, maybe 0.5 second for Irad during that time. But again, the zoning of Onic has been pretty effective, particularly at the bottom lane. So Quantum Charge is being used properly here for both Ryzen and even Nets. So look at Eman's position now. So if you are Eman, okay, I'll just give the first year turret and let the others defend the lanes, and then I'll wait for the perfect time for me to farm and get the gold that I need. As to why, it is a 1,000 gold lead again for Nets, same as game number 1. So it's really more of the conversion this time around to be the challenge of Onic.
So this is the thing, right? With this lead that now Onic Philippines has, it's gone up to 2K. They're not doing anything fancy. You know, for the most part, they're either playing around the fact that they have this Divine Judgment available to them, especially when the Flicker is available as well. If not, then let's just keep getting these objectives and farming up the way we need to. Look at Nets, especially. This is very similar to what happened even the previous game, but they weren't able to follow up with the kind of vacation mode he had. Yoshinu already going in with the conceal. Won't pick a target, though. He didn't want to take nats.
Yeah, and very safe disengage coming in from Onic as well. They were able to put a bit of pressure on the purple buff of RSG, and this time around, Ryzen does hold the retribution, does suffer a bit of damage, but here comes Light.
Ooh.
Okay, Light gonna get dragged out of there. Ryzen gets it with his own decimate. Now Aqua gonna be on the run. Has to get out of there. Yoshinu also does not have the Divine Judgment, so just kind of planning himself there. Cut him off from this turtle. Third one going to go in the hands of Onic.
Perfect prediction actually for Yoshinu. Oh wait.
Whoa, Emma! Is he going to get away?
Die.
No, he can't. He will fall. Now in the mid lane, they lose the tier 1. Onic Philippines just making play after play.
Yeah, and the thing about this is it's really hard to play Kufra against Yoshinu playing Kaja. The moment that you jump in, they get pulled out.
Yep, and for Yoshinu during that moment, it's as if I can't see Light around the area, so maybe he's there waiting for a perfect initiation or perfect setup for the Kufra. So why not wait for Light to be in front of me and do the Divine Judgment? It was effective for Onic during that moment, and all they have to do is just to do the same thing over and over again. So one reason as to why RSG is having a hard time on setting up plays is the mobility for both, mobility for Nats Hero. And that, yep, so vision isn't really there for them. Just for Aqua's
Yoshinu.
Okay.
Oh, this is going to be troublesome here. They're trying to fight for it.
Bang!
He's going to go in. Light gets the setup they're looking for. Where's the follow-up?
Oh, no!
Irad going to come in, but Light will fall. It's too much. They have to retreat. Emon trying to cover fire. Won't be able to do it as 2 fall for RSG.
Great counter set coming in from Light, but Onic does have the damage, does have the sustain. The follow-up wasn't there for RSG, mainly because it wasn't safe in that location.
Yep, it was a very, let's say, very, what's the term again?
Risky.
Very risky position for both. Again, for Onic, it is a Bruno for them. So as long as there is a spot wherein the world is going to be effective, it's really Onic on the upper hand. Now for RSG, they need to have that setup play from Light. Probably a steal for Irad on this Lord. So we can see a Blade Armor already for Nats. So for Light, it's just Immortality. So no specific item yet versus the damage of Nets. So this is going to be detrimental for them. For Onic, all they have to do is just continue what they're doing and secure those objectives and find where Light is coming from.
And first Lord of the game already spawned. Onic does have the big advantage here to just safely secure it away from RSG. A 5K gold lead is nothing to laugh about. And RSG, I feel like they're going to respect that fact. But Irad already around that area. Vision already set up with the Astral Echo. They could go in for the pathing here, but they give it away. Onic will be securing the first Lord of the game.
Very reminiscent of what happened in game 1, but just on the other side, right? This was RSG in game 1, how they played around with the lead they had. And now Onic Philippines doing the same thing here. That's exactly what they have to do into this game to get us to that game 3. And now that they've got the Lord, right, they most likely will work these waves into hopefully getting a base turret even, just like RSG did in the previous game where they got one turret and they kind of worked around that. So that will most likely be the game plan here now that Lord spawns.
Okay, so speaking of gameplay for RSG, what's really nice for them is they were actually able to somehow clear the main wave of the top lane. So there is a wave that would be in front. Oh wait!
Irad. Yeah, you can't escape that. That was Divine Judgment as well, as you were saying, Chantel.
Yep, that was close actually for Irad. And the main question is, out of all places, why would you go at the middle lane after you went for the clear of the minion wave at the top lane? It would have been a safer route. Wait, okay. Okay, Ryzen's tanky. Anyway, it could have been a safer route for Irad if he just went for the recall and then defended their base. So we could simply team time this time around for Yoshinu.
And it's one of those errors that leaves you asking yourself, why did he do that? Or why he do be going to the mid lane?
Why there?
Why there? Now Onic, they're going to cash in. They're going to go in for the mid lane turret. The pop goes the blessing and pop goes Nats. The Worldy secures that kill.
Pop goes Nats indeed. Nets able to get the kill. They couldn't get the turret just yet, but with this next wave, a couple hits away, 1 or 2 hits away, that will go down. And like I was saying, this is basically what happened the previous game. Nets picking up a big line. Yoshino gonna flicker in. Won't be able to find the target he's looking for, but they get the turret here. Onic Philippines still gonna plant themselves in the base of RSG, now working on the top side turret. Gonna take a couple shots, like gonna go in, won't be able to find the target.
No,
Emon grabs the kill. Yoshinu does fall, so RSG able to find 1, and they hold on to the top turret as well.
You know what? It was actually a risky play for RSG during that moment because the option for Eman to kill during that time was Yoshini or either Nets. So just a split second of confusion on who to target could have been deadly for Eman during that time. It was a good target for him with Yoshino, by the way. So anyway, for Onic, it is 8 for 4K, but we could see right now that for RSG that they're forcing a team fight against Onic. Now that they have, I mean, we've mentioned immortality already for Light. As long as they force another team fight versus Onic, but after that they need to disengage as early as possible.
I just gotta say, Irad had ultra fast hands in that entire exchange. Even burnt the flicker from Yoshino without the Divine Judgment. That's how you know that this kid has fast hands.
At the middle lane, right?
And now that the Lord will be started by Onic Philippines, this will be the first Luminous Lord of the game. Onic will be safely securing this. I'm already calling it. Lancelot's all the way down bottom lane.
Yeah, just get what you can. You know, at this point, I think that's the game plan here for RSG. They're going to go ahead and get that tier 1 in the bottom lane. Work with that, trying to get any space they can, but that's even harder than the situation because if you're getting these turrets, you're still ultimately, you got to defend, right? You got to defend this Lord push. You have to hold on, and the biggest thing about holding on is counterplaying Yoshinu on this Kaja with the Divine Judgment. The flicker is going to be available for this whole exchange as it follows up into the base.
And speaking of counter initiation, actually for RSG, what's tricky for Light is that it's very predictable if they're just defending from their base as to where he will be coming from for initiation. But there is the damage already for the side of RSG with Aqua's Navaria though.
Yeah. Good poke here. Super Prince playing in the front there. Goes in, gonna go look for more. Here at the backside, bit of execution, not gonna find the target. Nets in the Wind of Nature, still gonna be going. Ryzen is up, Nats fall, double kill for Nets. Takes out Emon. And now it's 4 versus 3 here, looking to end the game. Couple hits away. Onic Philippines will do it, and they take us to game 3.
And after a lot of exchanges, Onic